sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
I'm already sitting
You sit
down.
down, Boofhead.
How's everyone?
You sit
Hey!
down.
Oh,
You
sit
sit
down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down. You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down. You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down. Hello, everyone. How's everyone tonight, eh? Oh, what a week, what a week. Politics, the gift that keeps on giving like herpes. When that came out, I had a little bit of a break between students, and I just started jamming to it. And I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain timing and things like that. There you go. My name's Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos, Facechook Live. There you go. So that's what goes on. Let me talk about it a little bit. What I'm going to do, it's a bit of a funny old weekend. There's a lot happening. There's the Jazz Festival. You want to... There it is. And you've also got Bathurst. So you got, timing. Gear changes, mate, gear changes. There you go. So we've got that. Plus tomorrow is the start of Zappadan. Dear Frank Zappa passed away, went to the Great Gig in the Sky on the 4th of December in 1993. And then had his birthday on the 21st. So all of us Zappa aficionados call it Zappadan, the 4th to the 21st. So that's, and it's bobbing up in memories today with the show that I did last year and all that. So, lots to talk about. So what we're going to do tonight is start off with what's so topical. There we go. So, what goes on? Very topical times because the gigs are back on again, things are happening, and I hope everyone's getting their fair worth, their fair share of pay and grants. Bit topical. There you have it. Now I'm going to talk about this little chestnut here tonight. I'm going to put it on again.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
The
You
nearest
sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 115 beats a minute is Albo's general kind of demeanor there. You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down. You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down. There it is. You see, that's 115 beats a minute in 6/4 time. There you have it. When you put it on repeat. And what goes on is that when you're doing things like that, what can happen? It creates space. You see, you actually sort of vocalize what you're doing. I did a little thing last week with the... Oh! with the Surf and Paradiddle show with the Paramadoodle. And what I did, one of the things that you can do is if you're tapping away on the on the metronome, what can happen is that if you sing it, you get pretty close to the actual tempo of the tune if you just sing the thing. And then, of course, it's adaptable with all that sort of biz. And what happens is with 115 and with the phrasing, it's quite wonderful. You can do many things with it, you know. And when you're dealing with things like, you know, Bathurst and your you know, you hold it all forward. Oh, I think the Bombadors are going to win. And what happens is you have gear changes, right? So what I would like to talk about now is that because it's topical with the Bathurst, you know, sort of. I'm going to talk about time changes, like gear changes. Ring, 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 ring. Brocky, mate, Brocky. Ooh, the old Tirana, mate, in the 70s. Mate, is it three on the tree or 4 on the floor? 4 on the floor, mate. So what you've got is if you've got, let's talk about 4/4. So you might have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Nothing wrong with that. It's nice and plain. But what happens is because you got the Jazz Festival on this weekend, if you want to jazz it up a little bit, turn it into cut time. Now what cut time is when you halve the value of the note. See what I did with the hi-hat then? The hi-hat. Go back to normal. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Cut time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight into jazz, you see? Hoop, he, hoo, hoo.
Mate, I want to book your band. I'll give you $30 for 30 songs.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
What do you mean? It's a great opportunity for exposure.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
Oh, come on. You'll need to share your drum kit as well because there's 2 other bands playing.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
It'll be a top night. I'm giving a free beer to every muso.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
Mate, I'm not sure how many will turn up, so can you bring all your mates?
Bring all your mates.
Sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
Mate, I haven't got the budget for promo. Can you do it all for me?
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
Mate, you'll be playing to at least 10 people because the other 2 bands are a 5-piece.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
One band is Scabarama and the other one is called The Wave to Best Big Band.
You sit down.
Mate, one last thing. I cooked the books to get a couple of venue grants, but they weren't enough to pay the rent. So what I got to do is take 10% of the door.
You sit down. You sit down.
You sit down. You sit down. You sit down. You sit down. You sit down. You sit down. Someone's going to make a tune of that. I beat them to it. There you go. It's got this great tempo. Oh, you're doing it 115, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, 4, 5, 6. see, so what happens is that's a general thing between 4/4 and cut common time, you see. Not a lot of people know about that. You see, what happens, by its very nature, jazz is not dead, it just smells funny. Frank Zappa, 1975, a good old chestnut I use quite a bit. Quite applicable when we've got the Jazz Festival and Zappadan pretty much happening at the same time. And what happens is you need to know your time. So jazz by its very nature is a cut time kind of music. All right, so that's what happens there. There's something I did the other week, and I'd like to do it again because it's kind of like the cousin to what I'm talking about here, is the difference between triplets and 12/8. Because what happens so often is that when you're actually dealing with sort of this business, a lot of people say, oh, jazz is just triplets, but no, it's not. You see, it can be many things. But if you're going to do triplets, okay, let's work on this. Now, if you're going to have tunes that have time changes in them, right, you have to pick, if you're going to have a time change, you've got to pick up what time signature it's going to be in relation to the time signature you're moving from, if you know what I'm getting at. So what happens is if I'm playing a normal rock beat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Now they're normal quavers, right? 1 and 3 and 4 and 1. Pick up the gear like they're going to do in Mount Panorama. Triplets. The wanderer, I'm the paradiddler. I roam around, around, around. Dion, I did that last week. Back to normal. But if you're going to go to 12/8, they're not triplets, they're normal quavers. And what goes on is you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Back to normal. 8, 1 and 2 and 3. Sit down, Boofhead, sit on down. Sit down, Boofhead, sit on down. Sit down, Boofhead, sit on down. Sit on, Boofhead, sit on down. I didn't know I was going to do that. I did it, so there. So what happens is that when you're dealing with things like triplets and 12/8, get to know the differences. Because if you're going to bounce off, you might, you know, like if you're going to go normal rock beat, triplets, so on it goes. Oop. But if you're going to go 12/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the basis of it is, if you're going to use triplets in groups of 3, okay, what you're going to do is you're changing the value of the note. If you are going from a beat to 12/8, okay, what you're actually doing is not changing the value of the note, you're changing the value of the time signature. It's very important. And that's how you... A couple of other things that you can do is when you're dealing with that and working on stuff like that, what you have is the Bathurst thing. You see what I'm trying to do with the show here is I'm trying to bring in 3 things. Sit down, Boofhead, sit on down. Hallelujah. Sit on down. Sit down, Boofhead, sit on down. Oh, there you go. Elbow. Blues for elbow. And then you've got the jazz this weekend, very topical. And then you've got with your timing. And I'm going to talk about that now. So what happens I've just talked about the difference between triplets and 12/8. It's quite an important thing, not explained nearly enough. In my experience, it's one of those things, that thing there, and you've got to be a bit specific. And with jazz, it's by its very nature, it's kind of a cut time music. But what happens when you're going to change the gears like Brocky, 4 on the floor, mate. And what happens is if you've got this, what happens is race. Okay. So what happens is when you've got stuff like this, okay, now if we give that quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but we give the rate a minim, which is 2 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. There's your half time. Normal, crotchet, normal rock beat. Yeah? Right cymbal has not changed. 1 and 2. And then cut time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and quavers. It goes down. Sit down. Boofhead, sit on down. Down, 1 and 3 on the tree there. So what you got is 3 speeds there. But if you 4 on the floor, you got semi-quaver rate and roll out the barrel. Let's have a barrel of fun, Boofhead. Roll out the barrel. There you go, 4 speeds, 4 on the floor, mate. Not as a beat, as the gear changes make, and that's what goes on. So when you're dealing with gear changes in a song, one of the things that happens is that you can deal with the timing in many different kinds of ways. Okay, so what can happen is that when you're dealing with sort of business, you can keep the same pulse. You can actually have the metronome working at the same rate, same speed, and then work it, okay? One of the greats is, one of the ones I really like, it's a little bit like a roller coaster ride, is Disposable Heroes off of Metallica's Master of Puppets album. It's like a roller coaster ride of normal time, cut time, half time, this time, that time, the other time, wacko, that sort of is. And you just go, whoa, how do you keep up with that? And when you're sort of tapping along, it's consistent. It's the consistent kind of speed, but it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And the whole thing is the same tempo. The same metronomic speed. And then you work it up. So what starts to happen? You can do lots of different things with this, you see. So what I'll do now is I'll go across to the trusty, these mallets are a lot like my pooch. Needs a groom. He's got lockdown locks. One of the things I'm really impressed with is a chap by the name, I've mentioned him on the show before, is Kangalosi. He's an young American chap, brilliant drummer, and I've been following him since 2012 or so. And he's quite young, there's not so much coming out from him just lately, simply because I think he's changed desks in his university. He was like a university graduate, and he's absolutely brilliant with his, classical based percussion. Really out there business. And lately when I do see him, he's got his own office. I don't know if it's the same university, but he's changed desks basically. He's gone from a student, one of the star students, one of the alumni, into head of the department, and rightly so. He's quite brilliant, but he does all these wonderful zany things. And he's got a beautiful one with the metronome And it's in 6. What a coincidence. Elbow's in 6, if I do it that way. And he's got I don't know the name of it, it's just coming up. But what happens is that he starts playing around with stuff on a desk. He's got his metronome. It's an old-fashioned one. Tick, tock, tick, wind up, bell on 6 beats. And he's got a flat thing. He's even got an empty wine bottle. And he goes ping, tong, 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 tong. And it's wonderful. So what happens is, now that I'm throwing across to the avant-garde in jazz with the festival, yeah, you can play around the time. So if I go to, hang on. There it is there. And what happens then? Say your words. Oh, what am I going to do here? Ooh, what shall I do? Oh, I might stay there. Here's one here.
Don't you understand? I am deeply in love. 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 Don't you understand?
Do you know who that is?
Oh,
I'm sure you do. Ooh.
Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida, Gina
Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida. Oh, I love her. There you go there. Yeah. Sit down, Boofhead. Gina Lollobrigida's on. Okay, so what goes on? I should start wrapping the show up. What happens is, with Gina Lollobrigida, her beautiful Italian name for the beautiful Italian actress, oh, mi amore, is 7. Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and what happens then is that you can put it into a 2-bar phrase. You could have the first phrase is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Boom, 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 boom. Chopping a little beat off there. And then what you can do is have the phrasing of right, left, right, left, right, left. You can have many different kinds of sticking, but that's a good one. And that really gives you that beautiful rhythm that is used in, the Mediterranean countries, like, all the different ones there. Anything that's in 7, you see them, having a little bit of a slurp of the old uso, and away they go. Gina. Hey, there you go. And you can also have hippopotamus. Now, that's a 5. Frank Zappa loved 5s, seeing we're heading into Zappadan. One of the songs I loved playing is a track of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar on the vinyl, and you put it on, it goes bang! And it's beautiful. It's a song called 555. And what happens is you've got 2 5s, right, left, right, left, left. Vinnie Colaiuta on drums. 2 5s, 2 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, just to finish off with time signatures, what happens is that you can have 2 5/8s equaling 1 bar of 5/4. Do you see? When you're playing with the bottom number of the time signature. I've been fairly regular about talking about time signatures this year, but then again, it's a drum show, so of course, time is of the essence, isn't it? If you don't look after your time, what are you? You're one of them. Anyway, so what happens is... But when you've got a metronome clicking away, or like a munchkin, and there you go. Oh my Lord. It's chattering away. Hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 Hey! What it is, my name's Chris Quinlan. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to make it on time tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. There's plenty of stuff happening. And yeah, so it's about time. It's about changing gears, like your Brocky with the 4 on the floor in the 7-year-old Tirana. There's an International Jazz Fest. Hope everyone's getting... And then... the thing that made my week. For elbow. Here we go. So I'm out of here. My name's Chris Quinlan. This is Melbourne Musos Facechook Live. I hope you enjoyed yourself with all the bits of stuff that I've been doing. All right, there you go. Hey, yo.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down. You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
Mate, I want to book your band.
I want to book your band, mate.
$30 for 30 songs.
$30 for 30 songs, mate.
You sit down.
What do you mean? It's a great opportunity for exposure.
You sit down, Boofhead. You sit down.
Oh, come on. You'll need to share your drum kit as well because there's 2 other bands playing. It'll be a top night. I'm giving a free beer to every muso.
You sit down.
Mate, I'm not sure how many will turn up, so can you bring all your mates?
You sit down. You sit down. You sit down.
Mate, I haven't got the budget for promo. Can you do it all for me?
You sit down. You sit down. You sit down. You sit down.
Mate, you'll be playing to at least 10 people, because the other two bands are a 5-piece.
You sit down. You sit down.
One band is Scabarama, and the other one is called the Wage Theft Big Band.
You sit down. You sit down.
Mate, one last thing. I cooked the books to get a couple of venue grants, but they weren't enough to pay the rent. So what I got to do is take 10% of the door.
You sit down. 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 You sit down.